Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Theorist, here with your host, CH306, aka Vanity Pride. And as usual, we're taking a look at Tower of God. So, let me just start off by saying this chapter was insane. Like, it was freaking wild. And, I have a few predictions, of course, as to what will happen. The end of this chapter was, like, ridiculous. So I guess before we dive into... No, let's do it after, actually. I really wanted Dr. Bonehead to review this week's chapter with me, but he was unable to. So hopefully next week we'll review next week's chapter. But I did have him share some of his thoughts with me. So I was gonna discuss those now, but I'm like, well, I don't want to spoil things, before doing the actual review and all that. So we'll save it for after. Actually, right now, too, I'm about to get off from work, and I have a birthday party that I'm going to. And I laugh right now because I have a lot of friends, and, I'm not trying to brag or anything. But, yeah, like, I'll get invited to several birthday parties. So the joke has always run around here at work, like, oh, like, do you have a birthday party again this weekend? Legit, there was a month. I can't remember what month it was. But I know this year, April was pretty crazy. I had, like, several birthday parties to attend that month, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But yeah, there've been a few months where, I just had all these birthday parties to go to every weekend. It was insane. And then I did have a baby shower of a friend 2 weeks ago. And so it was really funny because, like, I think that Monday after my one of my employees / coworkers, he was all like, oh, yeah, did you have a birthday party this weekend? And I was like, no. And then I was like, well, I had the baby shower. So, I mean, that's me still spending money on gifts and cards and all that. But totally worth it. The baby has been born. So I'm an auntie, guys. So I'm really proud to say that. But anyway, enough about that. Enough about birthdays and stuff. So, of course, we pick up where we left off last time, which was Zahard observing that, oh, like, Baum's still alive. Like, I swore I killed him before. And then we get the usual Tower of God title thing. So, what I did want to comment on about this scene. So, basically, in this part here, Rock plus Wangnan plus Yuhan, I can't even talk. I'm all tongue twisted. Plus Yuhan Sung and group and Chung are all seeing this bright light, which of course is Zahard's presence on this hidden floor. But what stood out to me the most was Rock. So in this image here, you can see a little bit of blue hair there, which obviously is Khun. And so what I find absolutely precious is that Rock isn't giving up on Khun. Because supposedly Khun is dead right now because he's not moving, he's not waking up. I mean, I don't know, if he's fully gone or if he's just weak. And of course, Rock's gonna bring him along, of course. He's not just gonna abandon him. But I just value that beautiful friendship that they have. Primarily Rock, Khun, and Baum. I mean, those are the top three. Like, they're the besties, and, they have each other's backs, they love each other, and, it's just so heartwarming. And I mean, it's especially so right now, just because we don't know what's up with Khun, right? SIU hasn't revealed anything last chapter. This chapter, not in this chapter either. But yeah, like, I just really want Khun to be okay. And, we'll see what happens. But there is something interesting that Dr. Bonehead had brought up in some of the thoughts that he sent me. So we will get to that later on. But anyway, we go back to Baum and Co. And so young Zahard is appalled that he was the one who killed the infant Baum, right? Anyway, it's crazy because Zahard eventually tries attacking young Zahard. And then the unexpected happens, which Edwan steps in, grabs a hold of young Zahard, and pulls him out of the way before that attack can hit him. So that was pretty crazy, and that was pretty interesting. Because, now I feel with the way things went, because, last chapter, young Zahard was just all like, oh, I'm gonna let you go, and, here's this watch, take it to defeat the real Zahard, the real me, right? So I think just that change of character, kind of makes him okay now and more of a likable character. And so I feel that Edwan probably took that into account. Like, maybe this dude isn't that bad after all. Like, he's just misunderstood. And I mean, compared to his real self right now, like, real Zahard outside, or in the tower, not on the hidden floor. Like, you're dealing with a lot more hecticness and evilness with him, right? Whereas this one, it's like, oh, okay, like, he's less so he's okay. But yeah, even young Zahard is surprised that Edwan had saved him. So, and then of course, Zahard himself is surprised as well, because he says here, I didn't expect that. We aren't on very good terms on the outside, are we? And so it's really funny because, in this image, we obviously see Edwan is holding on to young Zahard, but then in this next bit here, he's pushing him away, and he's like, we're not on good terms here either. And I'm assuming that young Zahard's going like, because he just got whacked away. And then Edwan says, listen, Fake, you said you would send him to the outside, right? I'm thinking the same thing, but the real you looks too powerful for us to do that. Although even that great power is nothing compared to the power of his main body on the outside, of course. So I have a good idea. And young Zahard's like, an idea? So this is back to Edwan now. Before, when you moved the data into another mirror, most of us knew you were putting us in danger. Actually, most of them didn't really like living as data, so they just followed you. But I decided to stay at the time, and Gustang told me something. There was a pill that could turn this entire data world back into nothing. He called that pill the format. Activating the pill is simple. A few minutes after swallowing the pill, the effect spreads from inside my body and erases this whole data world. Regardless of the outcome of this showdown, I was actually going to send Bomb out of here, swallow this format, and turn this level back into nothing. Although things appear to have gone wrong right now. Anyway, my plan is to get that guy to swallow this pill. No matter how strong he may be in the end, it's just digital power. Not even he could get rid of the power to turn this entire level back into nothing. We have to somehow steal that bracelet back, give it to Bomb, then make that bastard swallow the pill and destroy him along with this level. Will you help me with my plan? This isn't bad for a final adventure, right? We're starting the adventure of our own by sending off a warrior who will fight yourself as the final boss in the future. And then young Zahard agrees. He's like, all right, that sounds like a real adventure. Which, okay, I'm a little bit confused as to why they would have the real Zahard swallow the pill. Because you would think that someone on the hidden floor would have to swallow it in order to destroy the hidden floor. Maybe I didn't read that correctly. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but, be sure to comment below. I always like to hear other perspectives, so... that's what we're here for, right? So, yeah, I'm just trying to think. Where's this whole data world? Because, see, I understand if Edwan were to swallow it, because he is data himself, it would delete him, and it would delete that world, but I'm still a little confused as to how Zahard would still be able to get rid of it if he swallows it. No matter how strong he may be in the end, it's just digital power. Not even he could get rid of the power to turn this entire level back to nothing. That's interesting. But I guess, we'll see what happens. SIU has a plan, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to debate it, or... I don't know. We'll just let SIU tag us along for the ride. That's kind of where I'm standing with that right now. I didn't really have any predictions in regards to that anyway, so it was just a little bit of confusion. But if you guys understand it better and want to clarify it for me, I would greatly appreciate that. So back to this whole mirror thing with, of course, Rachel and all them. Of course, BB3 starts to notice that something's going wrong. I mean, the light is emanating between the two mirrors, but... who knows? Maybe it's not the right color, or, he just probably senses that someone is here. Of course, because I feel like Zahard would have, like, a strong aura, his presence would be well known in that sense. And because he's so powerful, even more so. But anyway, BB3 was in that gold ball form, right? So he basically gets out of it because he's trying to stop this thing. I don't know how he would go about it, but that's what he was aiming to do. But sadly, this tentacle, which is actually the power of Zahard, pierces through his body, through his now, human data body. And yeah, so there goes his chances of escaping from here. So his plan pretty much failed, and, we'll see what happens with Rachel later on. But anyway, it's interesting here, because there's various tentacles, there's not just the one. But yeah, I guess the main one is talking to BB3. He says, "So it's you, the one who finally opened the gate to the outside. Let's see, you wanted to become a person. It must have never occurred to you that this isn't the way out, but rather the way in." This is interesting because there is a local band from Arizona that I absolutely love. Their name is Captain Squeegee. If you guys have not heard of them, which I'm pretty sure that's the case, be sure to check out their music. They have a channel on YouTube. You can listen to some of their stuff there. You can even check out their website. But they do have this song, I think it's Mirror Images. I think that's the name of the song. It's from their To the Bardos album. But there is a line where it says, "You gotta get out, to get in," or something. It's basically a play on those phrases, get out, get in. It's really cool. So I would highly recommend that song. I could even link it, honestly. Makes it easier for you, right? So anyway, continuing with Zahard here. "It's actually impossible to interfere with this level from the outside, so I was waiting for someone to make a crack from the inside. Foolish. So foolish. You were too greedy. A mere data human." And so now BB3, he's kind of weakly calling out for help, even though there's really no hope at this rate. But he is having flashbacks of Yuraha's mom, because he himself wanted to, he took on the form of Yuraha's brother because he wanted to feel that motherly love. He wanted to feel human. And here it's really sad that he's remembering this moment where the mom is like, "Get the hell out of my sight. You're not my son, you monster." And so here, this is Yuraha. She's actually crying. She really feels bad for BB3. She's upset that he had killed his mom, or killed her mom. But, it doesn't defeat the fact that, he really wanted to be human. And that's what he was hoping for when he got to the outside. It wasn't exactly nice that he killed off her mom. But, you still feel bad because it's he's been in prison here for a while, and it's he had the chance to go outside and be free, and now he completely lost that. It almost makes me think of, and this is probably a spoiler if you guys haven't seen Inuyasha, and then even if you have, there was that season 2, the final act. It's in the manga, but one of my favorite characters of the whole series died. Her name's Kagura, and she basically worked for the evil dude, right? Naraku, who's a piece of shit. I could bash him all day. But yeah, she basically worked for his whims, She always wanted freedom, just the chance to get away from him, but he had a hold of her because he held her heart. She didn't have her heart inside her, but he had it. And so the way to, kind of control her and keep her in check was by, kind of pressing on her heart, and it would affect her. And so it's sad because in the end, he poisons her heart, and, she obviously dies, and she never got to experience the freedom that she so wanted. So in a sense, this kind of reminds me of that. So I can totally sympathize with that. When I read about that for Kagura, I cried. I probably cried when I watched that scene in the anime, and then I never watched any more of Final Act after that. And that was 3 episodes into Final Act, so that kind of tells you a lot. I'm pretty sure it's a good series, and I do want to get back around to it, but it was tough, having to take in Kagura's death. So anyway, to finish the scene here, poor BB3, oh, this is so hard, because he's crying too, and, he's saying it hurts too much, hold me, mom. And so that, again, affects Yuraha. This image here, again, of her, she's startled, And I'm assuming with this image, it looks pretty cool. It looks very patriotic for some reason. But, yeah, I'm assuming, maybe frickin' pushed BB3 against a wall and probably, ended his life there. So anyway, speaking of Inuyasha, it's really funny because in my notes, I was planning on roasting Zahard, like the actual Zahard, because in this image here, it's like really weird how, you know, I'm betting his arms are obviously beneath the cape, but it almost looked for a second that his arm was destroyed because this part is a little bit shorter than this one. And so anyway, my roast was gonna be this. Where's your arm at? Are you mimicking your young version? Because I mean, the young version did lose his arm recently, so like what's going on with that? And then my joke was, are you trying to be like Sashomaru? Because boy, you don't even compare. Like, Sashomaru's king. But anyway, is that why on the other side you have that long piece of metal extending out? Because, I mean, look how long that is, though. Look how long that is compared to the other side. Like, that's why I thought something was missing on him, because it looks so weird. Then again, the details, the intricacy of the details do look different for both sides. But anyway, I was like, dude, are you trying to mimic Sashomaru's fluff? Because no one's gonna beat that, okay? So anyway, I'm done roasting Zahard. I just enjoy poking fun at Zahard for some reason. I do not know why, but it is what it is. So anyway, Edwan comments here that Zahard is basically ignoring them, and then it's funny because Edwan at one point asks, so would you offer me some support now? To young Zahard, and then Zahard is like, all right, but the word support kind of hurts my pride. You're a spear bearer and I'm a fisherman. Clearly I'm the main. And so then Edwan's like, okay, fine, like I'll be your support, okay? So anyway, Edwan starts to, or no, not yet, but okay, so Edwan is doing this skill called Kun Edwan style javelin throw skill. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, perfect. That's when he's starting to form the Montaña Azul. Okay, Montaña Azul. Just to get my Spanish accent in there. But yeah, it is the spear higher than the tallest mountain. I mean, this is crazy how long it is too, which is pretty cool. So Kun Edwan is attempting to throw this at Zahard, and it does not affect Zahard in any way. I mean, it would have been too easy, right? So anyway, you know, Zahard's still ignoring frickin' Edwan and young Zahard, and he's like, son of Arlen, I can tell just from looking at your eyes. I don't know how you managed to come back to life, but fate is really toying with us. Son of the woman I loved more than anyone. So he's like cupping Baum's cheek right here. And he continues to say, I didn't think I would get to kill you again with my own two hands. And I'm assuming this is Baum. He's saying, my body won't move. Or thinking it, I guess. And so at this point, Zahard clenches or grabs Baum by the neck. I can't even talk. I'm like almost choking myself here. Oh, I see the crack there. Okay. Yeah, because like later on, there's a point where like the word crash is seen on the image, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So my theory was that Zahard did not crack Baum's neck yet, but potentially here it could have happened. Or at least a little bit slightly, because even that's drawing a reaction out of Baum. But anyway, young Zahard and Edwan are doing what they can to interfere, but I mean, they're no match for the real Zahard. I mean, let's be real, right? So anyway, back to real Zahard here. Don't be too sad. I'm going to find everyone here and on the train, and everyone you've ever run into. Then once I've killed them all, I'll send them to you. So rest in peace. And so, see, here's, like, where it says crash. But I guess... Oh, okay. See, I didn't notice that Edwan and young Zahard were in this image, so... It must be some kind of attack they were trying to throw. But see, even here, they're reacting like, oh, shit, like, something serious happened. They're even freaking out for Baum. I mean, you can see here, like... I don't know. It looks like Baum's done for. Which is bad that I was joking about that in a previous chapter. I mean, you guys remembered when I was jokingly saying like, oh, what if Zahard, or not Zahard, what if SIU gives up? And he's like, oh, I'll just kill off Baum, and then, you know, kind of joke it off as like, oh, yeah, like, you know, he was just playing this video game with his friends and whatnot. So, you know, if he seriously does that, like, because this is a step closer to that point, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it'd be too crazy if that happened. But anyway, what really caught my attention from this scene was the unraveling of the thorn. I mean, you see it here, and you continue to see it here, and it's, I guess the bandages or the wrapping is, you know, kind of brightening up. It has like a bright color to it. And Bomb himself is turning red. So my thoughts are, is he going to teleport, or is he being teleported somewhere by the thorn just to keep him safe? Or could it be that the power of the thorn is going to pull him back from Zahard's grasp, and that way the two can have a proper and fair fight? In addition to that, the thorn would grant Bomb power, as it always has. So it's really interesting. To me, the highlight of this chapter was the whole thorn activating and unraveling itself. And so, obviously that's going to play a huge role in the next chapter. Like I said, I don't know if the thorn's trying to teleport him away. I don't know what's going to happen, but that will be seen in the next chapter. So that was pretty much all my thoughts for this chapter. We'll see what happens with Bomb. We'll obviously see what happens with Kun as well. And then I'm curious to know what'll happen with Rachel too, because I don't know that she'll be able to get to the outside world looking the way she's looking, but we'll see what happens. I mean, SIU has his plan. He knows what he's doing. I'm not going to question it. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And, I look forward to hearing your thoughts and, see if you agree with anything that I've said, or, I love hearing anything that you guys come up with as well. Always welcome. So thank you guys. I'm going to head out now because I'm already running late. But yeah, it was a pleasure to review this, and I look forward to next week. Oh, actually, shoot. Let's get Dr. Bonehead's thoughts here in real quick. So the one sentence that really made me crack up from what he sent me is, Bomb is truly a burnt chestnut now, which I could see the play on the name there that he did, right? And then he's even saying here, he's fine though, he's gonna come back to life, or he's come back to life once, he can do it again, which I totally agree on. And I think that the thorn is gonna play a part in that. If he just died by, getting his neck cracked, then I feel like the thorn will have enough power to bring him back. And then I know that I recalled seeing somewhere that if you die in the data world, you die for good, which is why I'm worried about Kun, obviously, and now I'm starting to worry for Bomb as well. But Dr. Bonehead said here, maybe dying in the data world doesn't actually kill you on the outside, which, I told him oh, well, I think you do, but I mean, that could be a lie too. It could be a total bluff, right? But that doesn't, mean that I'm not going to be worried about these boys. And, I mean, they've survived death and near death once before, so they totally got this, right? Right? You got to have faith, because like I said, there is no way that Bomb or Kun can die. I mean, the story revolves around Bomb, and if he is going to die, that'll be the last thing that we see, or kind of toward the end, but it'll be heroic, right? And I say same for Kun. He's got to die a heroic death. There's no way he can go like this. But anyway, I can't carry on any further because I really gotta go. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.